President Trump is once again standing up for Israel. He signed an executive order imposing sanctions on the International Criminal Court after its actions against Israeli leadership during the war in Gaza.
The White House isn't stopping there. The administration is also planning new moves against Hamas and Iran. Chris Mitchell brings us the story from Jerusalem.
President Trump's order imposes sanctions on the International Criminal Court over what the White House calls illegitimate and baseless actions targeting America and our close ally Israel, including issuing arrest warrants for the arrest of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant over their conduct of the war in Gaza. Trump accuses the ICC of abusing its power and setting a dangerous precedent by trying to arrest top leaders doing their job. The ICC is calling on its member states to stand up against Trump's sanctions. In Washington, Netanyahu met with more congressional leaders. Axios is reporting while Netanyahu was at the White House, he reportedly laid out his ideas for phase 2 of the hostage deal in Gaza. They include top Hamas leaders going into exile and Israel ending the war. Netanyahu's spokesman says he didn't present a plan for a second stage of the deal. On Saturday, Hamas is set to free 3 more Israeli men held hostage in Gaza. The Trump administration is also taking more actions against Israel's enemies. One of new Attorney General Pam Bondi's first moves is launching a task force to punish the Hamas terrorists who attacked Israel on October 7th. Ynet News reports the Justice Department says it will seek to extradite the planners and perpetrators of that brutal assault, which killed 1,200 people in Israel, including 47 Americans. The task force will also go after Hamas supporters and funders in the U.S. And the Treasury Department is targeting an oil network, which it says generates hundreds of millions of dollars for Iran's military. After meeting with congressional leaders and administration officials, Netanyahu said Thursday they asked him a simple question.
A country that is as small as New Jersey, from where do we get your strength? I said, our strength comes from our people and from our heroic soldiers, and from our faith and the understanding that we are fighting for thousands of years of Jewish history and for our right to a state of our own in the Middle East, in our historic homeland. This is the truth, and it will take us very far.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
What a difference an administration makes, finally going after the funding sources, finally standing up to what the ICC did. What a travesty of justice, where the chief prosecutor is, he's British, but his parents were Pakistani Muslims. The chief judge is now the Prime Minister of Lebanon, another Muslim. And you look at, what were they intentionally targeting Israel? The answer is absolutely yes. And they were trying to set the stage for the arrest of the Prime Minister and the Defense Minister, and they were trying to make Israel into this pariah nation, all because Israel was defending itself. The attack of October 7th was absolutely horrific. And the architects of that attack, the participants in that attack, were vowing to do it again and again and again until Israel no longer existed. Well, the international community should absolutely support Israel's right to defend itself. And that is part of international law. Israel is recognized by the United Nations. And as a recognized country, any ideology, any group of terrorists, any government that wants to wipe Israel off the map is moving against international law. So where's the justice in saying, well, we're going to put the leaders of Israel in jail when they tried to defend their own country? It makes no sense. And finally, we have some common sense in our administration. In all the turmoil there is in the world today, there is a source of absolute truth that will guide you.
Transform your life through God's Word, CBN's newest study guide. You'll also receive insightful teaching from Gordon Robertson, plus access to Regent University's online course.
You'll have all the information you need to guide your life.
Get Transform Your Life through God's Word. Available now.